What's going on, everyone? I'm AB Sports, and the NFL season starts tomorrow. Tomorrow night, Texans at Chiefs, Thursday Night Football. I cannot wait. I'm here because since the season's starting, it is time for me to share my record predictions for the season. I'm going to go division by division, every team's record. I went game by game through the schedule and predicted these. And then I'm going to show the playoff teams and show who I think is going to make it to the Super Bowl and who is going to win the Super Bowl. Starting off in the AFC East, I have the Buffalo Bills winning the division for the first time since 1995 at their 10-6 record. The Patriots, even though they have Cam Newton, I see them as a 500 team because of all the opt-outs they had on their defense and their offensive line. Miami, I see having a better second half of the season when Tua takes over and really blossoming into a team that should make the playoffs in 2021. And the Jets, I think, have the worst roster in the NFL and the worst head coach in the NFL. Jamal Adams and CJ Mosley are gone. Wide receivers are terrible. O-line's terrible. I don't like Darnold. And I can hardly name a player on their defense. AFC North, I have Baltimore going 14-2. Baltimore got even better in the offseason with Calais Campbell. I know some people are thinking Lamar may take a step back. I don't think he'll be quite as good as he was last year, but I think the Ravens are still going to be a fantastic team. J.K. Dobbins is there. The Steelers. I know a lot of people aren't picking the Steelers to make the playoffs, but they went 8-8 last year with Mason Rudolph and Duck Hodges. I think they can go at least 10-6, if not better, with Ben Roethlisberger back with the way that defense plays. Cleveland, 8-8, just average. I think the Browns have the talent to bring it together, but I don't know. I don't have much faith in Baker. Kevin Stefanski's a first-year head coach. Cleveland has a lot of talent. I just don't see them as being a playoff team. I think they're going to lose one or two games they should win. And then Cincinnati should have a good offense with Burrow, but their defense is still weak, and they have a really tough schedule having to play these three teams for 6 of their games. And AFC South, Tennessee wins at 10-6, Houston 9-7. Those two were battling most of the year in my game-by-game predictions, and Tennessee took the Week 17 matchup to win the division. Tennessee, with the recent addition of Jadeveon Clowney, that was what they were missing. They have good players all across their secondary. Obviously, Derrick Henry's awesome, good O-line. Tannehill is above average for a starting quarterback. A.J. Brown, I think, is going to be a superstar, and obviously Derrick Henry. And then Houston lost Hopkins, weak defense, but I think Deshaun Watson will become like a Russell Wilson type player where the Texans are never under 500 if they have him. Indy, I think Phillip Rivers is washed, and I think that he's not much better than Jacoby Brissett last year. Goes from 7-9 last year, probably have a similar season. And then the Jags, 3-13. They've traded away everybody. On their 53-man roster, they had 16 rookies. They're trying to lose games. And now the West, the Chiefs, 13-3. Don't think they missed a beat from the Super Bowl. 20 of 22 offensive starters returned. And with Mahomes, I mean, are they ever going to lose more than 4 or 5 games? Denver, 9-7. I still think Drew Lock can develop them into a playoff team, but it may be a lot tougher without the monster Von Miller coming off the edge. Chargers 6-10. The Derwin James injury is factored into this, and the Raiders 6-10. I don't believe in the Raiders. Derek Carr is very meh, and the Raiders have never played even above average defense in all the years that I've watched football. The NFC East, Philly at 10-6, edging out Dallas. Dallas has a Week 15 and Week 16 game against the Niners and the Eagles. And if they win those 2 games, they're going to the playoffs. And if they lose them, they're missing it. And I have them losing both those games. I don't have faith in Dak Prescott in those games. I don't have faith in the Cowboys. Every year they have a Week 16 game against the Eagles, and the winner goes to the playoffs, and the Eagles win it every year. And the Giants and Washington football team are bad. NFC North, the Vikings at 12-4. I have Minnesota running away with this division. Getting Yannick Ngakoue is huge for their defense. Ngakoue and Hunter are probably the best edge rush duo in the league. And Dalvin Cook is a stud at running back. Cousins to Thielen is a special connection. The secondary with Harrison Smith and Anthony Harris. Eric Kendricks at linebacker. Anthony Barr. Minnesota might have a top 5 talent roster. And I think they can put it all together with that confidence from winning the game in New Orleans in the playoffs last year. Kirk Cousins needed that win so badly. Green Bay and Chicago. Green Bay, I see them taking a big step back. This is probably going to be one of my more controversial rankings. I think that they got worse in the offseason, and they should not have been 13-3 last year. They should have been like 9-7. You can't become one game away from the Super Bowl and take two backups in the first two rounds of the draft. Bears, I don't like the quarterbacks. Even Foles, I mean, they're not going to be better than 500. And Detroit Lions are not good. NFC South, Bucks and Saints fight the whole year. Bucks take a tiebreaker. It was like the fifth tiebreaker on the list, so that shows you how close these two teams were. I think these are two of the very elite teams in the NFL, Bucks versus Saints. They're two games this year. One of them week 1. I'm so excited to see. Atlanta should be like the 2019 Bucks. I think they will have tons of offense with Ryan and Ridley and Julio, but not play any defense and finish just below 500. Panthers, sort of a rebuild year with Matt Rule. I think they're going to be a special team in 2021 with the new quarterback they draft. NFC West, Seattle 12-4, Arizona 11-5, San Francisco 10-6, Rams 8-8. I think this is the best division in football, and I don't think it's close. Seahawks with Russ, Jamal Adams, and Bobby Wagner. Those are 3 of the top 20 players in the NFL, maybe. Arizona is my boldest prediction. There's always a team that comes from the bottom and comes up to the top, and I think it's the Cardinals this year. The addition of DeAndre Hopkins, the progression of Kyler Murray, and Chandler Jones on the edge, Cliff Kingsbury as a coach. The Cardinals tried to run so much offense last year, but their wide receivers weren't any good. And with Hopkins there and Drake doing what he did at the end of last year, Cardinals might be an unstoppable offense. San Francisco, I see taking a bit of a step back. They don't have any receivers. Sanders is out, Debo's hurt, Ayuk is even hurt. Their number 1 wide receiver week 1 is going to be Kendrick Bourne. Obviously, you can say they have Kittle and they can just run the ball, but Raheem Mostert and Tevin Coleman and those guys, they're not like elite running backs. And the Rams are, I mean, they have a few stars, but weak the rest of the roster. So here is the AFC playoffs. Ravens, Chiefs, Titans, Bills as the division winners, the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Steelers, Broncos, and Texans as the wild card. And to the Super Bowl goes the 1 seed Baltimore Ravens. Who will they face? From the NFC playoffs, Minnesota edged out Seattle and got the 1 seed. Tampa 3, Philly 4, and then Saints, Cardinals, and 49ers at the wildcard spots. So 10-6 is what you had to get to make the playoffs. San Francisco down at the 7 seed with a first-round matchup at Seattle. And to the Super Bowl to join the Ravens is the Seahawks. And MVP, Russell Wilson, that's my MVP pick, faces the Super Bowl against Lamar Jackson and comes up short. 24-21 Ravens. This is my predictions for the NFL season, but if every single one of these is wrong, I will not care. I will just be happy to be able to watch football and watch myself be proven wrong. I do think I'm going to be pretty close on a lot of them, but anyways, thanks for watching and enjoy the NFL season.